Hi, I'm Wayne LeBlanc, and I appreciate the fact that you have taken your time to join us today as we discuss our WC Safety Program. You know, for all the years that we've been in business, we have taken pride in the fact that we have always integrated our programs into what our clients already have in place. I mean, this only makes sense. Most companies have already spent a large amount of time and effort, and of course money, developing the procedures and systems that are in place. Now, to accomplish this, we make sure that we customize each and every program for that particular client. Now, I hope after viewing this short video, you will feel that it was time well spent. In all the years we've been in business, we are fortunate to have had the opportunity to have worked with some of the largest and smallest companies in their industries. We've worked with oil and gas in both production and drilling. We've worked in refining, petrochemical, and also mining. We've worked with hotels and motels and food service. We've also worked with utility companies in energy production and distribution. Companies today have many challenges. One such challenge would be if you have a multinational workforce, if your employees come from different countries, you may be faced with situations that other companies simply don't have. Obviously, the employees speak different languages, but you may also have to address cultural differences. You know, different countries have different ways that they work. They have different work ethics. Another challenge is eliminating or reducing communication breakdowns. You know, communication breakdowns are one of the leading causes of accidents and incidents in the workplace. Communication breakdowns are also one of the largest killers of profit in the workplace. Another challenge is having our employees understand the cost or the benefit of their actions. You know, our employees understand they have a job to do, they know how to do their job. But sometimes they don't understand that they individually affect the profits of the company. In doing so, they affect their pay, their benefits, and their very opportunity to have a job. And the last challenge we'll speak of is dealing with generational differences. You know, our younger workers today are very different than my generation. The younger generation today is very technology savvy. They spend a lot of time on their smartphones. They get their information online. We need to develop strategies to get those employees involved. Understanding the challenges that companies face, we developed the WC Safety Program. Now, our program has three elements. The first element is safe work practices. What are the things that our people need to do prior to the job to ensure that that job will be started successfully? The second element is workplace improvement. What are the steps and actions that our employees need to take to ensure that that job will continue to be performed in a safe manner? And the third element are the strengthening tools. You know, not only do we need our employees to understand and learn how to prevent accidents today, but they need to continually get better as time goes on, or we need to strengthen their skills so they can become better and safer employees. The first element of the WC Safety Program is safe work practices. In other words, what are the actions that our employees will take before they get to the job and just prior to starting the job that will ensure that that job will be started successfully and safely? Now, at the heart of safe work practices is hazard recognition. Now, our employees may not do a good enough job of recognizing hazards. I know They find the big hazards in the jobs that they're doing. But what about those everyday hazards that are present when our employees are doing the routine jobs? It's the everyday hazards that cause most of the accidents and incidents. Now, once the employees have developed the proper skills in hazard recognition, we use those skills throughout the rest of safe work practices. For example, prior to them starting the day, do they do their vehicle inspection? Hazard recognition will allow them to do a little bit better job. What about the monthly PPE inspection that they do? Same thing, right? And prior to starting that job at the work site, when they have their pre-job meeting, it's typical for employees to get together and talk about what's going to happen and who's going to do what. Now they're able to take the hazard recognition piece and identify hazards and determine ways to control or eliminate the hazards before they start. Now, sometimes there are going to be jobs that are maybe more complex or bigger jobs where you may decide that you want to do a formal job safety analysis prior to that job starting. But guess what? Hazard recognition works with that just as well. Now, the second element of the WCSafety program is workplace improvement. What are the steps or the actions that our employees need to take to ensure that the job will continue to be performed in a safe manner? Employees learn how to observe for unsafe acts on the part of employees and unsafe conditions around the work site. They learn what to do once they have made observations. Now, they use the same situations of potential accidents that they learned when they were learning safe work practices. So you see, it ties everything together. Now, once they've made observations and they've made corrections, we then track the data anonymously so that we can use it to get better as part of our strengthening tools. Now, as we teach the elements of the WCSafety program, we use pictures rather than words in a lot of the pieces. Pictures actually denote more of a concept than words alone. And you know what? Pictures work in any language, so we eliminate potential language barriers. Now, the third element of our program is the strengthening tools. What are the things we need to do today and going forward to ensure success? Now, we need to initially train the employees, so that can either be accomplished in a live training session or it's available over the internet. Now, what are the things going forward we need to do? First of all, we hold a monthly safety meeting online. Many times with employees spread about, it's hard to get them together for a safety meeting. By our putting it online, employees can dial in and participate in the meeting. Next, we hold a monthly webinar on leadership supervisory skills, such as how to communicate more effectively, working with the different generations, and so forth. Then we hold a much smaller webinar on the SOS system, dealing with hazard recognition, lessons learned, how we can get better implementing the program. And the last element is what we call the talking safety calendar, or the safety tip of the day. Using smartphone technology, before the employees leave for work in the morning, they can simply use their smartphone and the barcodes we provide, and I will speak to them for a minute, minute and a half, giving them a safety tip for that day, thus kicking off the day in a much more positive way. Thank you for your time today and allowing me the opportunity to share some information on our WCSafety program. We recognize that companies make significant investments in the training of their employees. Our objective is to take the knowledge that these employees have received and transform the knowledge into usable skills that they then take to the workplace. This helps ensure that the workplace is safer, but it also maximizes your investment in training. Now, speaking of training, all of our training, safety meeting, webinars are all done with humor, stories, videos, a lot of different tools we use to ensure that your employees stay engaged. I hope the information we provided you is beneficial, and I'd like to hear from you or speak with you soon so that I can provide additional information to you about our program. This can be done usually through a webinar where you have an opportunity to see how we do webinars, give you further information and feel for our program.